He can sell the business, the building. The goodwill is dead. But you can still have the asset. You have the business, the building, sell the business, the building. I used to own bakeries in Soweto. I was born in Soweto. I don't know if you've heard of Soweto, but that's where I come from. I was born in Soweto. So I used to have bakeries in Soweto. I've been into a lot of businesses. We had 2 bakeries. And then I said to my family, look, it's time to close these bakeries. They said, what? I said, yes. There's going to be competitors. Then I said, I don't want to talk about product obsolescence, but there's going to be competitors coming. So I need to sell the business. They said, no, people are going to laugh at us. They'll say we are bankrupt. Why are you selling this? I said, I'm telling you, okay. Then I said to my wife and my children, I said, you don't want, so I'm backing off. I'm leaving you with the business. We used to make 6,000 rands a day. When I left them, they were making 300 rands a day. What a shock. What a shock. And the following month, there was Africa Bakery just opposite us. Now, they were sharing with Africa Bakery, and Africa Bakery had new precision tools. If you use tools that are antiquated in your business is going down the drain. And if you do not think about product obsolescence, that products can be obsolete. They become obsolete every month. And you are still using that machine of 1901. Okay. How many people want to be multimillionaires? You want to be a multimillionaire?
Yes, sir.
Good. You will be one. It's going to happen. Now, here is it. If you are making, I have a problem with rands and shillings. Let me use dollars. Is it fine?
Yes.
If you're making $60 profit every month, and you multiply that by 12, how much is it? 70? 720. Okay. We said $60. Let's say, did you say 720?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, let's use shillings. Let me try shillings. If you're making 200 shillings every month, that's too little, right? That's profit, right? Oh, okay, let's go back to dollars. Okay, let's say you are making $20 profit a month. How much is it a year? 240 rand, dollars, $240. And then you multiply that by 10 months. Yeah? Yeah. By 12? So you are not yet a millionaire in 10 years' time. So you have to look at, and moreover, you're going to use that profit. You're using that profit. After paying the expenses, you're still using that profit. Why are you using the profit? Why do you call it profit, so why are you using it? Because you've paid your expenses. I'm talking about profit after paying your expenses. A surplus after paying your expenses. So if you want to be a millionaire, you have to find out how much do you make. Please, let's be transparent here. You can just, you can lie to me, I don't care. How much do you make profit a month? There are people who are stuck in $50 a month, profit a month. They're stuck there. And they've been doing that for the rest of their life, and they're going to do that forever until they go to the grave. And I'll tell you something, I'll tell you another thing why. When colonizers and missionaries and white exegetes came to this continent, they were dealing with the mind, programming the mind and stretching the mind. And they knew that a mind stretched by a new idea cannot return to its old dimensions. Like if I'm inculcating a new idea in your mind right now, that's what I'm doing. So the way they programmed our minds, our products have to be cheap. That's how we know that we have to, if you want to attract more customers, make your stock to be cheap, make your products to be cheap. Okay. Do we have a Bentley in this country? A Bentley? Flying Spear. Bentley Flying Spear? No Bentley. You have seen my Bentley, right? Okay. Yeah, he has. He was in South Africa. He came to South Africa. He saw my Bentley. I'm saying this humbly. There's a key inside here of a Rolls Royce. I've got a key inside here of a Rolls Royce. I've got two keys. One is in my bag. Chinese can manufacture a car that is tantamount to a Rolls Royce, but people will not buy it. We are buying the badge because business without advertisement is like winking at a girl in the dark. You know what you're doing and that girl doesn't know what you're doing. So the Rolls-Royce people have really spent a lot of money, and Coca-Cola spent a lot of money. Rolls-Royce has spent a lot of money to advertise and to make us believe that this is the best car in the world. With us, our products are of inferior quality. Everything that we produce is inferior. That's why with the Al-Kebulam, we've got Al-Kebulam Authors Platform, we've got Al-Kebulam Connect, we've got bags that are even better than the Louis Vuitton bag. This Louis Vuitton bag is over 40,000 in rands. So we are saying we want to manufacture, we want to make sure, this is a Rolex watch, and we want to come up with a watch that is better than Rolex, called Al-Kebulan watch. We need to bring a paradigm shift. Africa has to bring a paradigm shift. We don't believe in circulation of the coin within ourselves. And that's why we can't make it. That's why we're having problems. That's right. So your product, I was able to spot my son, David Phume, at the age of 4, that is an animator. Because he drew something and gave it to me. And I was the first animator in South Africa. I wanted to know everything. With me, if I read something, it has to be 100%. So, if you read a book, are you going to read 50%? You get 50%. Huh? Are you lying to me today? Which book have you read? Huh? Which one do you remember? Yours? Okay. Now, David Phume, at the age of 4, when he was 16, then we bought him a software called Maya. It's a 3D software where you can make 3D images. And he became the best animator in South Africa and animated Mandela. Then there was a time when he said, Papa, I want you to teach me the language. I just want to be like you. Then I said, you need connections. Giving is another powerful tool. You see, when you have money, when you create wealth, you don't create wealth for yourself, for other people as well. Yes. If you start giving, the Supreme Being will bless you. It's a principle. But if you want that billion for yourself, then the whole world has to leave you and you remain with that billion alone. If I give you $1 million, I said there is something that you can tell me before I leave that will convince me to give you what? R1,000,000. So if I give you $1 million, you tell me what you're going to do. I want to give you $1 million. Do you know what you're going to do with $1 million? Yes. $1 million to rand. $1 million to rand is 19 million. It's 18, 19 million to a rand, South African rand. So if I give you 19 million rands now, sign you a check or just put it into your account, what are you going to do with it? I have it. Huh? Come on now, talk to me. Yes. What are you going to do? What are you going to do?
To empower others, especially youth, with practical skills to be able to support themselves.
I'm going to complete. There's a construction of a hospital in the rural areas that is supposed to help the people there.
I would build schools to contain mainly orphans, to support communities that are unable to go to school, especially orphans and
I would start new centers of professional sports development, which I've done for the last 20 years, but I've not yet got enough funds to put up more centers in the rural areas.
But we also want to hear what other people say. Okay, let's change $1 million. Okay, let's go to $1 billion because I know you will listen now when I say billion. Everybody's going to be like, if I give you $1 billion, 1 billion rands, what are you going to do? $1 billion. Who comes this side?
Invest.
Islands.
The first thing would be to get into friends who have $1 billion so that I can be sustainable before I start spending it. I learn from them.
$1 billion. 1 billion.
since I have a school, to maybe see how I can help.
Is anybody wants to tell me what it's going to do? You want to tell me, okay, you tell me.
I wouldn't know what to do with the money, so I would first go and learn the language of money.
Let's put our hands together. What would you do? You want to copy?
I would build up spaces to change mindsets, to create paradigm shifts among the youth.
Paradigm shift among the youth.
Yes.
Wonderful.
That then I would empower them with agriculture in their spaces.
Yes.
Then I would buy a shipping line.
I love this audience. I love this audience. It looks like I'm staying long. Bishop, it looks like I'm going to stay long. Okay, yeah, you said you learned the language of manifest, but let me tell you, let me give you an answer. Once you put 1 billion in the bank, look at the interest. For you to be buying things and things, put it in the bank. And you negotiate. You know when you have $1 billion, all the banks want you. Did you know that? You negotiate, they say, we'll give you 10%, you said, I don't want. You go to this one, they say, we'll give you 12, you said, I don't want. You go to this one, they say, we'll give you 15, you say, I'll think about it. So imagine 10% of $1 billion every month? How much is it? Somebody help me. Huh? 100 million. Look at that. 10%, 100 million every month. Yeah, so you still have your billion. But now if you are going to buy assets, you're going to buy helicopters, you're going to buy jets, you want to buy all these cars, you're becoming extravagant, you're myopic, you do not understand the language of money. So we have people who are millionaires in assets and people who are millionaires with money, cash in the bank. And there are people who become millionaires for 12 months. Once you have 1 million, yes, you are called a millionaire. 1 millionaire. And if you've got 2 million, it's called 2 million. When you say a multi-millionaire, you're talking from 10 million. So, if you can make 1 million, it's very possible that the following day you are no longer a millionaire. But with our currency here, it's easy to make 1 million, isn't it? It's very easy. Okay, let's look at 10 years ago, was our currency strong? Was there a time when a shilling was equal to $1? Long time ago. But the question is, who's making our currency to be weak? Who's deciding all these things? Why can't we change everything? Why can't we bring, why can't we change the status quo? This is the question that I've been asking myself. Then I said, when I come to this country, at least you'll help me. There is somebody who's turning the button and saying, Africa must this way, let them go down again, just like that. In the olden days, in South Africa, bread used to be 7.5 cents. You don't use cents, right? You don't use cents. It was less than a shilling. But today, bread is like 20 rands, 20 bucks. Do you think there's going to be a time when the products from the ground, because this is the same ground and it's the same products, do you think there's going to be a time when the products, the price, you see, you have those 4 P's in marketing. There's one for product, there's one for price, productivity, and place. But that one for price, you see, that one for price, that's why I was talking about the bag. That one for price, you need to think about it and say, if you're an inventor, is there anybody who has invented anything here? Do we have an inventor here? Somebody who has invented something before? You're an inventor?
Yes, sir.
What was it? I'm interested.
The author's travel case.
Huh?
The author's travel case.
Travel case.
For the authors.
For the authors.
For their books.
That's powerful. Let's put our hands. That's powerful. That's powerful. I'm so excited to talk to you here. Very excited. We have a lot of. We do have a lot of design engineers in this continent. It's just that we do not know who we are. Sometimes we define ourselves. When I started, I thought I was a musician because I play, I sing. I thought I was just a musician. And they asked me, what? I said, no, I'm a musician. I don't want to be just a musician. But as time went on, I realized that no, I'm not, I've defined myself incorrectly. I'm not just a musician. Then I said, I want to be a sound engineer. I became the first black sound engineer in South Africa with recording equipment, with a reel-to-reel, 16-track, 16-channel, 2-track for mixing down, compressors, a rec unit and everything. And all the stars of South Africa would come and record, and the white guys were very jealous of me. And they would come and just say some stuff about me and my recording studios and tell people that I do not know what I'm doing. I'm not a good sound engineer. And we were not allowed to become sound engineers because I learned that from the state. We're not allowed. They said we are very, very myopic. Our minds are, yes, they're short, small, and we can't. They said we cannot be pilots either because we've got short hair. Yes, and they had this religion of the KKK, of the Ku Klux Klans. In South Africa, they used to use that. The Afrikaners, they used to have that religion that says, some of the animals in the garden, it was us. But I want you to know that you are such a very powerful person. The dark skin is dominant. The light skin is recessive. And you cannot get the dominant from the recessive. I'm talking biology now. You cannot get the dominant from the recessive, but you can get the recessive from the dominant. Okay? Two white people cannot produce yellow. It's not in their genetic makeup to do that. It's a mathematical, biological impossibility. But we can produce white, even albinos. So we are the original people. When God created Adam and Eve, we're dark-skinned people, very powerful people. And you look at Iraq. That's where Cush was sent by his father. Nimrod sent by Cush to go and occupy Iraq. And then it was called, that time it was called Babel, the Tower of Babel, Babylon. And when you talk about Babylon, that's where the garden starts of Eden. And that's why I'm going to talk about the Al-Kebulan Authors Platform. That word Al-Kebulan, if you look at Kemetic history of Africa, you'll find that Al-Kebulan means the home of humankind. Is an ancient name for Africa. It also means the Garden of Eden. The whole continent was called Eden. But there's this garden in Eden. When God was forming man, he used the soil of Africa to form a person. And when God was walking in the cool of the day, he was walking on the soil of Africa. And God said, let us create man, a black man, in our own image, after our similitude. And God planted a tree in the garden of Al-Kebulan, in the garden of Africa. And why should God plant a tree in the garden when he knows that man is going to eat the tree? The tree that giveth knowledge of what is good and bad. There were two trees, the tree of life and the tree that giveth knowledge of what is good and bad. And this God is depicted as a white person by European exegetes. They depicted God as a white person. They depict angels as white creatures, Adam and Eve as white people. Why? So that they can control the soil. Because in our minds, we are saying, if the one who rules in heaven is white, surely the one who must rule and control planet Earth should be white. But I'm here to tell you again that God is incorporeal. That word incorporeal means not composed of matter. He does not have material substance. And there has never been a time when God did not exist. In the past eternity, He's God. Before man was brought into being, He's God. Before the beginning began to begin, God. And God does not think. He knows in eternity. He is not the creator. He's omnipotent, omnipresent, omniscient. Now, since God is omnipotent, omniscient, and omnipresent, why did God, this is a question that you are supposed to help me before I go back to South Africa. Why should God plant a tree that giveth knowledge, knowing that man is going to eat the tree? I'll tell you then. One, He is God. Number two, Jesus died before the foundations of the earth. He died before the tree was planted in Africa. Dying and paying for the sins of the world before the world was made. What kind of a God is this? An amazing God who pays for the sins. You see, you pay for your car, you pay for your depreciation, you pay for your car before you buy the car. You start banking the money. You need to have the envelope system and say, this envelope is for my car that I do not have. This one is for my transportation. This one is for my grocery. This one is for my daughter. All the envelopes you put. You'll find that the last envelope is empty. It does not have money for chocolate and newspapers and the other things. So you need to be a good steward if you want to be a very powerful business person. You need to be a good steward with what God has given you. Now, allow me to talk about God also because it helps us as business people. Yeah, if you don't bring God in your business, the supreme being. You see, I'm accustomed to saying Africa, when we dream God, we dream a white God. But this has to change now. I have already told you that His Spirit is incorporeal. Now, God moves. Adam eats the tree, my bishops. After eating the tree, they moved from the circumference of eternity and stepped into time. And God says, Adam, where are you? Why should God again look for a man when He's everywhere? Adam, where are you? Adam moved from eon. There are three Greek words for time. The first one is chronos. The second one is kairos. The third one is eon. Eon means eternity. Kairos means measurable time, such as hours and days. Kairos means a season. Chronos means measurable time, such as hours and days. Then eon means eternity. So we were created. Black people, Black Adam, created in eon. In eternity. So He moved from eternity. That's why God is saying, where are you? Why did you move from eternity? Where are you? Now He's bound by legalities of time. Adam was bound by legalities of time. He said, I'm here and I'm naked. And God came and he killed an animal. He killed something which did not eat the tree that giveth knowledge of what is good and bad. In Africa. I'm talking about the story of us. God killed an animal. As He was killing that animal, in His timeless mind, Jesus was dying on the cross. And Jesus was not white. He's not a white Jew. The Jews of old were not the same as the Jews of today because of miscegenation, intermarriages. The Egyptians of old were not saying, I'm trying to build confidence in you and say to you, the dark skin is dominant, you're strong, you're powerful, you can make it, you can stand the operations of the adversary, you can be a millionaire, you can be a billionaire. that makes you to think that you cannot be a millionaire? We already spoke about $50 a month profit. And if your business is making $50 a month, that means you have to change. Because you'll never be a millionaire. There are people that are stuck on $20 a month. So, what do you want to do? Okay, Dr.Phume, what made you? I told you. I told my family, I don't want the bakery. Because I could see that this money will not make me. And every time in the morning, there's somebody who's calling me from the bakery. They said, Papa, there's no flour. Then I said, why did you tell me yesterday? You called me at 4 o'clock in the morning and you said there's no flour. You need to create a machinery. Your business has to be a machinery. Have you heard that word before? What does it mean? Huh? I can't hear you again. Say.
It can't close.
It can't close. Yeah. It should run itself. Yeah. Yes, automated. It should run itself even if you're not there. Like I'm here, my television stations, there is a manager, there's everybody who sees that, so that I should not be stressed. You don't want to be in a business that stresses you. And you have to check, how long am I going to be in this business? Making $50 a month. You have to do your calculations and use your mathematics that say, this business that I'm running, my God, I'm going to be here for another 10 years, still I won't have $1 million. Then you said, I don't want this business. You are just testing waters. It's not wrong to change your business and to sell it. It's not wrong. Yeah. You are scared. You said, if I change, if I move, what am I going to do? What is my family going to say? If I change, I can't do this. But you're going to be an old man, old woman, still making $50. The products are going high. Prices are going up. What is it that will make your customers to have friendly feelings towards your business? This is another question that you're supposed to ask yourself. Is there anybody saying, I agree with you, I think I don't want to make $50 a month? Is there anybody who says, this is a fact, this is something that I wanted to hear? Well, as we were driving, we saw a lot of motorbikes. Like in Nigeria, we saw a lot of motorbikes. And I asked Bishop Henry and Bishop Brave, I said, how much do they make a day? Because I said, the other one was having 2 people, and there is 3 of them. And I was like, oh. Then I was saying, but I saw so many motorbikes. And then I said, but it's business. And it's helping them. It's helping our brothers there to make money. But the question was to me, how much do they make? I was interested in that one, in that plea for price. How much do they make? I asked you, didn't I? I said, how much? You said, how much do they make?
Some they make $10 a day, maybe some 15 per day.
And how much is $10? So, and they can leave, and those people can get married, right? Yeah.
I have 5 wives.
Some have 10 million.
5 wives! How many wives do you have? Only one? You telling the truth? How wives do you have? Just one. Then you don't spend a lot of money. Right? How many husbands do you have?
She doesn't.
All right, authors are of supreme importance in society.
That's right.
Their duty is to inform, educate, and perfect the reader. Without authors, there will be no students. Without authors, there will be no teachers. Without authors, there will be no schools. So, in 2021, we launched the Al-Kibulam Authors Platform in South Africa, which is a digital house focused on distinctive voice of Africa told through the unique narratives of the authors and storytellers promoted to the world. And this is an idea of Africa. It's not coming from America. That's why we're calling it Al-Kibulam, the home of mankind, the Garden of Eden. So, the chief objective of the Al-Kibulam Authors Platform is to empower African authors to benefit financially from their literary works. African authors are not benefiting from their works. We want authors to benefit from their skills and craft. We also want to raise authors to be millionaires. In 1963, there was a book released titled Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Africa bought that book. Napoleon Hill made billions. But that book did not help us to think and grow rich. Nothing. I read that book. It was not that book that helped me. And in this continent, we have powerful authors who can write a better book than Napoleon's book.
That's right.
But we do not know about your book. And your book, you know, you write, you publish, you register your book, ISBN. Have you done that? Okay. And you give friends your book for free. Is that correct? A copy. And and even people that you don't know, when you meet them, you give them your book. I do that also. And that is off at a tangent. The problem is, there's somebody who decides whose book must sell. I've done my research. I found a whole lot of billionaires in America who are authors. I haven't found billionaires who are authors in Africa. So there's something wrong that we are doing. Then I thought of two precision tools that can help us as authors. The first one is television. I go around Africa talking to television stations to join the Al-Kibulam Connect. We've got so many television stations. I can name it from Nigeria, from Ghana, from here. We already have 3 television stations from here that have joined. We have television stations from Malawi. You can name it. And these television stations have agreed. We have come to a place where we agree that we are going to promote authors for free. We want to promote your book. What are you going to do? How do we do it? somebody's gene print invented this. And that person had to be born from the womb and come with this. So you take this, then you record yourself for not more than 2 minutes, and you talk about the synopsis of your book, and you send us that clip. That clip, we're going to rotate that clip the whole of Africa. And we're still praying for more television stations in Africa to join us. There are others, I'm still going to be traveling. But we need more television stations to join us and to agree with this vision of promoting authors for free. Number 2, precision tool number 2. There's a competition every year of authors in Africa, across Africa. The best author goes home with 1 million rands. Yes, it's in the magazine. It's in the magazine there. You have a magazine. I was supposed to. Yeah, it's on both magazines here. Pastor Henry, you want to come and help me here? Can you just go to the page where there's that advert? It's this one here. I don't know if you're able to see this here. And this is the Alkebula magazine. This is the Alkebula magazine. We're going to ask you here to send us articles so that Uganda can be in this magazine. And the woman that you're looking at here, her name is Daphne Mashile Nkosi. She's a billionaire. I hope she's not listening to me. She's a billionaire. She's got shares. She works very hard. She owns mine, and she's black. And she likes to help people. And that's why we've put her on the front page of this magazine. So, authors will compete. And this is one to imagine, before selling your book, you have 1 million rand in your back pocket. 1 million rand. What is it going to do to the mind of the ultimate users? You tell me. They will want to know what is in your book, what made you to win this competition. So we want authors to become millionaires. That's what we want to do. We have ostracized authors from the game. We've forgotten about authors. I'm talking to you right now in English because of authors. You were talking to me in English, you were talking to me in English, right? Yeah, because of authors. So somebody asked me on an interview, said, your book, the authors that you're talking about, what about those who are writing in Swahili and mother tongue? I said, it's all genders. And this Al-Kabulan Authors Platform is not a Christian channel. It's not a Christian organization. So we take all genres in Africa. As long as you're an African, you have the right to compete, to enter the competition. How do you enter the competition? www.alkabulaauthorsplatform.co.za. Or you want the spelling of Al-Kabulan? Ah, that's it, right there. You want to show them the brief? Let me give it to you. It's ALKEBULAN. Al-Kabulan. www.alkabulan authorsplatform.co.za. You can go now. You go in. If you can register right now, where's my money? If you register right now, I give you $100. It's yours. If you register right away on your phone, I'll give you $100. If you can do it one time, I'll give you $100. Do I have $100? Yes, I do. $100? How much is $100 in shillings? Where's your phone? Did you want it? At the back there, you registering, you get what you pay to register, but I will give you more than what you pay. Once you become a member, then you get $100 now. I'm just doing it. I've never done this before. I only remember in Denver, Colorado, when I was in Denver, Colorado, I went to this church and Dr. Phume was supposed to come the following day. She's my friend. So there were only 80 people in the church. So I had $10,000. I took out the $10,000 and I said, look, I have $10,000 in the middle of my sermon. I said, I've got $10,000, but I want to give it to you. They all looked at me. I said, if you bring 2 people tomorrow, I'm giving you $100 now. And everybody was quiet, and they looked at me, and the pastor of the church looked at me, the first lady looked at me. I said, please don't be afraid, come on, come now, come, I'll give you $100 if you bring 2 people tomorrow. And then one person said, I said, okay, come, and then it was 5, 10, 20, 30. All of them came. Then I said, oh, right there. Right there. I'm giving you $100, but the first lady must write your name and your telephone number that you have received $100. And if you don't bring 2 people tomorrow, I want my $100 back. Guess what? $6,000. They took $6,000. I had $10,000. They took $6,000. Right? Guess what happened? The following day, we had only 100 people from 80 to 100. And they did not give me my money back. Okay. How many authors do we have here? Before I close, how many authors do we have here? Author. How many people say, I'm going to be an author in the future, starting from maybe next week, I want to be an author? If you're an author, remember, like when you take things from other people, you have to paraphrase them, okay? Paraphrase. If you see something that you like, paraphrase it, and you can buy a paraphraser. How many people know about a paraphraser software? Only one. You're the only one. Paraphraser, you know about paraphraser? Okay, fine. Other authors now, they know. They can go into Google and then they just say paraphraser, type paraphraser. It will come out and then you can get a free paraphraser. Okay? And then who have gone to Grammarly.com? Grammarly.com, www.grammarly.com. Now you're talking my language. This is the country that I'm talking about. This is the country that, see, if I were to marry 2 women, if I was allowed, I was going to marry 5 here. So you've got Grammarly.com. So authors, please go to Grammarly.com. Everything that you write, then you take it to Grammarly. It will show you. It will show you, correct you, it says this is wrong, don't put it this way. And then you go down again, you click another one, and then you go to plagiarism. Plagiarism, it will show you that what you've written is not yours. And then you keep on changing it. You keep on changing it, then it will say to you, it's now yours. Did you do that? Yeah, you.
I have a course for it.
You teach people then?
I have a course for about 7 people.
You have a course?
Yes.
Are you making money?
Yes.
That is good. How much do you make a month? Profit?
Profit, not yet, because it's all going in.
Okay.
The total is still big.
Okay. So we want you to make more profit. Yeah. We need to help you to make more profit. We need to talk to Bishop Solomon there. I'm going to ask him to give you time to be on television. How's that? Bishop, Can you give this gentleman an interview on the television? You stand up, please. Can you give him an interview?
I had a program called Ideas with Legs, where I would bring people with original ideas, not copied. How many of you used to see my Ideas with Legs? I would interview them for free. I can still do that.
Yes.
I've done it before, I can do it again.
Okay, these are the television stations that are on Al-Kibulan. Can you read them here for us? And where they come from?
There's Gao TV from South Africa. There's Shwane TV
South Africa.
from South Africa, TB in Africa, Light TV from Ghana, NBS from Uganda, Crown Television from Zambia, Zodiac from Malawi, UI TV from Kenya, CFC Television, Malawi, AIT or ALT TV, I think, from Nigeria. There is Angel Broadcasting Network from Ghana, BTM, Uganda, KSTV, Uganda, and MX24 from Ghana.